This the TempahZone podcast.
All right, TempahZone podcast. We back. Now that we back, I'm gonna talk to my special guest now. He's been here, but chopping it up with some topics. But we gonna break it down about his shit and what he's on to, man. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Washy. Washy, how's it going, man?
Doing well. Happy to be here.
Yeah, man, I'm glad to have you on, man. It's really dope, man. I'm glad we making these moves happen, you know?
Power moves only.
Yeah, man. Yo, I found you on Instagram, and I really like the music that you're making, so I had to have you on, man. I had to make it happen. So I got to ask you, man, who are some of your inspirations of music?
So it's going to sound kind of typical, but I grew up on the Niagara Falls Canadian border on the U.S. side. So, I mean, around like 2007, 2008, we started hearing about this kid off Degrassi that was making some like sensitive music. So I got into Drake and watched his whole career from front to back.
Wait, Jimmy's a rapper? No.
Dude, you should check him out.
What? What? The guy from Degrassi?
I think he's still making music.
Oh, yeah. Really? Oh, wow. Huh.
But he basically put a different aspect on the rap game with singing and rapping. And
yeah, man.
I was
Changed
doing
everything.
Exactly. I was doing pop music at the time. I was in some bands. We were pretty popular in like the Western New York area, and I mean, I started rapping because I've always been a hip hop fan, but I haven't been into that side of it. So I guess like he really put me on to my vision. And of course, I'm not one of those people that just kind of replicate him. Like I did my own thing.
Yeah.
But I saw him from the beginning, and I was like, I want to do that too.
Oh yeah.
And then Kid Cudi started coming out with things, and I guess the two of them in the beginning were huge inspirations to be like, you can do this side of music.
Yeah, man. Yo, Drake and Kid Cudi have done a lot for hip hop, man. They just let you know, like, hey, you can use melody too, and you don't have to be as good as a singer as Chris Brown. You know what I'm saying? Like
exactly.
You can make it happen. I mean, like, you got a good singing voice, so like you good. Like, you don't gotta worry too much like about that. Like a guy like me, like I gotta worry. You know, I need my auto tune. You know what I'm saying? Like you like. Everyone uses auto-tune, I mean, but like you definitely have more of a natural sound to your songs, you know what I'm saying?
Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, man. What made you want to start making music? What was like that one day where like, all right, I gotta start doing this?
So I was 6 years old, I think, 5 or 6, and my grandparents took me to Toys R Us. I had like $80 that I saved up from X amount of birthdays, and I just bought a guitar with it. And from then on out, I was just making bangers.
Yeah, man. Bangers, man.
It all started at Toys R Us.
Dang, man. Toys R Us, where the dreams come true, man.
Yeah, but I was always around like different demographics of people that were listening to different types of music. So I think that was the coolest thing to me.
Yeah,
just
man.
like kind of getting that piece of culture when you are around different people. So I kind of took that and ran with it.
Hell yeah, man. No, that's really dope. I mean, I always let people know, like, when it comes to making music, I don't care what you're doing. If you play an instrument, that's going to help you a lot. Like, just knowing one instrument, it just helps the creative juices flow, you know what I'm saying? So it's good that you took that on, man, because a lot of people out here, you know, they're making music and they don't know how to play an instrument. It's not necessary, but
You're right. It's perspective. It gives you a different perspective of things.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure, man. Now, who would you compare your style of music to?
I mean, so I kind of I'm trying to pave a way with my own style and not latch on to anybody else. I think maybe I got a little bit of a Mike Stud sound to me.
Okay, yeah, Mike Stud's good, man. Mike Stud is making moves, yo.
He's making moves, bro.
Yeah, man.
Dating a Victoria's Secret model now.
I did not know that.
Yeah, she just did her first show. What was it, like 4 days ago?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm not surprised. He comes off as the dude that would be dating a Victoria's.
His last name's Stud.
Yeah, his last name's Stud, man. Like, you know, the dude knows who he is. So.
So I'd say like. I'd compare myself to him a little bit. I'll always have that Drake foundation, but I don't try to sound like him.
Yeah, I definitely get a Drake vibe from your music, and that's a good thing.
Okay, people say that a lot, but I don't like to go out there and be like, I sound
like
Drake.
Yeah, you don't want to say, don't do that. Yeah, Yeah, don't ever say. Oh yeah, all artists out there, never say you sound like Drake.
Yeah, rule of thumb,
Yeah,
please. That's how you get everybody to exit a room. Like,
oh, this
just
motherfucker.
yeah, like this guy.
Yeah, he's saying he sounds like Drake. Oh,
and then
nerve.
there's some pop in there. I think there's a little bit.
Yeah,
of...
you got that pop influence in you too, man. Yeah, so and that's good because I feel like there's not a lot of that. I really don't. I think a lot of people are going straight hardcore rap, or they're going like they're trying to do the Weekend sound. You know what I mean?
Exactly, bro.
That dark, cloudy R&B type stuff. You know what I mean? So that hip hop wave is definitely a good lane to get into. You know, I think more artists are needed in that. So it's definitely good you fit in that one, man, for real. Now, what sets you apart from other singers? What makes you think that, you know, your sound is different than others?
Well, a couple of things. One, what we were just talking about, I feel like people either go straight into the rap side of things for the flow or straight into the R&B side of things. And I feel like I kind of come in with a three-prong approach where I have flow in numerous songs where they're like, oh wait, this kid can actually rap.
Yeah.
And then I'll go into like a singy-songy R&B, and then I'll go into pop. So I think it's you don't know what you're gonna get. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the coolest thing about music, especially right now. We were touching on it earlier. People get into these formulas. I have an artist in mind. I don't want to drop their name and talk about it, but they get into these formulas, and all their stuff sounds the same. You know what's about to happen, and it's like you don't know if I'm about to go in and rap with like tight flow, or like sing songy, or going with like a pop mainstream type vibe.
Oh yeah.
So I think that's one aspect out of it, and then I think the other is kind of where I'm at in life is different than a lot of artists out right now. I went for the corporate life, and I did sales, and I do pharmaceutical sales now.
Nice.
So
get that money.
Yeah, I'm going backwards. I'm trying to get the money to invest in the career. I feel like, which I envy people that have the time during their day, like hip hop artists out there right now that have time to just work on music all the time. Mm-hmm. And I feel like that's a good chunk of it, and I envy them. I think that's so awesome. But I'm like the voice of the corporate world looking to live their passion. I feel like that's a lot of people out there right now, and it can definitely speak to them.
Yeah, man, that's dope. Yeah, you definitely have relatable lyrics. You know, you're not just singing about how you're the man. You know what I'm saying? you actually like sound like a real dude. You know what I'm saying? And like that's definitely needed too. I think a lot of people nowadays like when I see Black, that dude just does him. He just does his style, and people like it because he's not trying to conform to nobody else. So
couldn't agree more.
Yeah, so it's good that you're getting in that pocket, man, because we need more of that. You know, like we definitely need more people out here that just say it like it is. You know what I'm saying?
Real,
yeah,
like real.
Just be real, like be yourself. You know, a lot of people out here just trying to be Mr. Cool Guy all the time.
I know that fake confidence, man. It's just like it can't be every song. Sometimes you feel like the man and you record that, but there's no way that you felt like the man for 15 songs.
No, yeah, there's no way.
like you're a person.
Yeah, well, it's like it wasn't one time where you felt like shit. Like we're human, you know. Like all humans have, you know. We all go through things every day. We don't always feel great all the time. So it's good that people reflect that in their music, you know. And, you know, that's what certain artists are for. Some artists are here to be party bitches, hoes, all, you know, like that type. That's their song. That's their stuff.
True.
And then there's other people out here that just rap about everyday life, you know. And you gotta find your lane, you know.
Like Waka Flocka. Like when I want to listen to Waka Flocka, I want to listen to Waka Flocka.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
like
yeah.
that definitely has its niche. You're right.
We're just trying to get hype, you know. There's nothing wrong with that. Speaking of Waka Flocka, you heard that he's done with music?
What?
Yeah, he's done with music. He said he's grown out of hip hop. Yeah.
Shoot.
No more Waka Flocka, man. Yeah.
Shit, man.
Yeah, that's a whole nother thing, though.
Just dropping that on me.
I know, man. I thought I'd let you know.
No, thank you. I read Gucci Mane's book, and it kind of touched on how he started his career and all that. So it's crazy that Gucci's still going and Waka's calling it quits.
Yeah, man. It's unfortunate. I mean, because Waka's a unique figure, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, man, sometimes people just gotta let go of certain things, man. It is what it is.
He tore up the Summer Boat Cruise series. He crushed
Waka
it.
Or,
Waka.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, he's a crazy live performer. I actually saw him live at the Song Center one time. So
Dope.
yeah, it was pretty dope. Got to see Walker live, man.
It's aggressive.
Yeah,
It's aggressive.
For real, for real. Now, what do you focus on the most when it comes to music? What's that one thing where you like, all right, this has to be right?
It sucks. I'm a perfectionist, like, and when it comes to
As most musicians are.
So I focus on not being a perfectionist because I feel like music is an art and it can't be perfect. So when you try too hard to make it perfect, it comes out sounding forced. So I stress on just letting some things go sometimes, Brandon, like just let it do its part. So I think that freestyling in the booth like does a lot for that, because I'll do like a verse for a minute and a half and I'll say stuff and I'll be like, I don't know if that sounded good. I'll be like, oh damn, like that was pretty dope.
Yeah, it's just like just letting it happen.
So yeah, just letting the vibe go, letting the song take itself to where it goes, and just like kind of follow the vibe.
Yeah, man, that's good, because sometimes when you force things, you're just overdoing it, and the next thing you know, you end up with this, you're trying to be genius when you should have been simple.
Exactly, like you were touching on earlier, genius and simple.
Yeah, like, I'm a firm believer in that shit.
That's a good point. And also the other thing is not forcing my mood. Like say I'll have a awesome day where I'm crushing it in sales or whatever, and I'll start a song and I'll get to like the second verse. When I'm like having a horrible day 2 weeks later, I'm trying to stop where I go in and try to record that song again. It's like, dude, like, no, like record a different song. That's not your vibe right now. So just fit in the mood of where I'm at. Yeah, it's huge.
Definitely, yeah. Just honing in on what's going on in your mind. You know what I'm saying? Like that's really what it's all about. Now I gotta ask you about the music, man. Like the music that you've been making. I gotta ask you, what inspired you to make the song Eastside?
So that's crazy story. So Eastside was written. I'll segue back. So in September, I just finished Never Enough. I finished Night Shifts. I played Rooftop Down the Street,
nice.
And then I played at the Summer Boat Cruise series, and I was just cranking. Momentum was cranking, and I was like, you gotta do another song because like you're getting all this attention.
Oh yeah.
And I just forcing myself in the studio, forcing myself up till like sunrise, like just like would be drinking way too much, just try to stay awake and all that. And then it's morbid, but then Mac died that week, and I was just like, it was just way too many parallels to him forcing himself to make music. So I was like, I gave it one more shot, and I was up till like 6 a.m. on a Saturday while everyone's like enjoying themselves. And I was like, I gotta take a step away from this for like mental health, because I have like a life I have to live as well.
For real, man.
So I took a step back, and then I indefinitely, and Eastside was kind of like, okay, like we understand that this, you have to grind for music, but you have to worry about yourself too, like mental health and all that. So I came back, and that's why it's like, the beginning of the chorus of Eastside is kind of like I don't know where I want my life to go, talking about like, do I want to do this like day job thing, do I want to do this rap thing, and then it's just like we're gonna do both. Like the second half of is like hell yeah, man. It goes in and it's like, okay, I got my swag back, and then I just went in and talked about everything I went through in the past month, where I was just contemplating what the heck was going on. But yeah, Mac's like death, like it hit me hard because tragic. I understood it way too much, and it was one of the first people that our generation saw from like 15 years old to like where it was. So, and
a well-respected figure in the rap game. Like,
yeah,
no one had anything bad to say about Mac Miller.
Like he wasn't a snake. Like he didn't throw any bad vibes at anybody.
No allegations. Nothing. No dirty history.
Exactly, man.
Just a clean cut dude.
So yeah, that was that. That was kind of like going through that phase and then bouncing back at it like twice, like 2 levels up, and be like, because when you go through stuff and you make it to the other end, you're that much better of a person, or that much further than you were in whatever path you're going through. So that was Eastside.
Yeah, man. Nah, because I knew there was something special about that track when I heard it. I was like, I gotta ask Washy about this, man, because there's a lot going on. You know what I'm saying? But I think more so you had a lot to say on Night Shifts. What inspired you to make that song?
So Night Shifts is kind of like, I guess I'm a huge Gary V guy. Gary Vaynerchuk is the man, and he talks about that side hustle, that night side hustle. So I was like, I wanted to make a song that because that's always a grind. It sounds like a grind. I want to make a song that made it sound lit. And I was like, I've been working night shifts trying to get the night lit. And that was one where I had to like throw my voice and try to be, because I wanted that like grungy auto-tune sound in the back. And that was the hardest part for me because I was hitting the notes and I was trying to like not hit the notes so it sounded grungy.
Yeah.
And then I threw like a part of at the second part of the chorus for like all my boys that were out like partying the whole time. So it was like, there's nowhere I'd rather be, bottles in the VIP, pour another shot for me, it's smoother than a melody. Like that was kind of like gave it like that, like what they were doing vibe.
Oh yeah.
So that I was just trying to give it like a positive message instead of like a grungy feel.
Yeah, no, I feel you, and it's good that it's good that you mentioned Gary Vee, and that was your inspiration to this song. Because when it comes to making music and pushing this music career, there's a lot of things that people, we gotta live regular lives. You know what I'm saying? There's other things that we do. I think a lot of people, like even people close to you who follow you on your social medias, they don't realize that you do things, on a day-to-day basis. It's not just, you're not just making music 24/7,
right,
you know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people don't understand that. I think they don't think that, you do other things, you know what I'm saying? Like,
so true, and it puts pressure on ourselves to live this life like we don't live another one.
Yeah.
And that goes back to the East Side song. It all comes full circle, but
that's good, man. Yeah, for real. I think that's good, man. I think a lot of people need to understand that as up and coming musicians, we do regular things as well. We're not just always making music, and we're not always doing shows. Like trust me, there's a lot to it.
We'd love to
sacrifice. There's a lot of sacrifice. Yeah. There's a lot of shit we don't show you or don't want to show. A lot of the tough times. You know what I'm saying? Because it's not all it's not all sunny days.
Exactly, man. And that's a tough part about social media is everything now. Back to Gary Vee. He dwells on it. Like, you need, even businesses now that are working out of traditional businesses, working out of word of mouth, like they need social media presence or they're going to fall.
Oh, yeah.
But us building our brand on social media, we're just putting attention on us, focus every single move. And we're forced to be more positive and like live like everything's always okay.
Oh, yeah. No, definitely, man. It's
which can be a benefit, you can sometimes just smiling makes everything better.
Yeah, man, for real. No, for real. You just got to keep that positive mindset and just know what you're going for, and block out any negativity, because when that negativity creeps in, your thoughts become things. So you better be be careful of those negative thoughts.
Good vibes, good times, clean business, baby.
Tunnel visions. Keep it rolling. Those are my sayings, man.
We are rolling.
Yeah, man. For real. Yo, man, we running out of time, but is there anything you want to plug for the people? Anything for the social medias you want to follow on?
Yeah, so I'm on Instagram at WashyXXC, also on Twitter at WashyXXC, and
everything the same.
Facebook as well. Want to give a shout out to Syndicate Clothing. They've been repping me for over a year now.
Hey.
They've watched the whole thing. So shout out to Syndicate. They're right out of Chelsea, Massachusetts, making huge moves. They get featured on Love and Hip Hop. Partnerships with Crocs, could go on and on. Shout out to the Reflect brand. They just they sent me a backpack a couple weeks ago, and they're grinding, man. Like all made in America material. Shout out to Drums and Ammo. I'm repping the sweater right now. Awesome material.
Brands on deck.
Shout out to my squad. Shout out to Tom Broman picking up the photography gig. They're in Colombia with Benji right now.
Word, man.
And yeah, that's shout out city over here.
Yeah, no, you gotta shout out the people, man.
Shout out to the little bro too, Cam.
Hey,
always.
Man. Word up. Yo, Washy, I appreciate it. Thank you for being on, dog.
Thank you so much for having me, Amir. It's been a pleasure.
Oh yeah, man. For sure.
Pleasure. There we go.
Hey, pleasure. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is episode 14 of the TempahZone podcast. Shout out to PRX Podcast Garage for hooking it up with the high quality sounds. Until next time, y'all. Peace.